Hello everybody, welcome to Movies by McManus, the channel where we break down movies, comics, TV, books, whatever type of media you're into, in the context of who created it and what effect it's trying to have on the world. This week we're going to be breaking down the 2019 horror film Midsommar, directed by Ari Aster. As always, let's start with a summary of the film. The movie starts off with a tragedy. The protagonist Dani's entire family dies in a gruesome murder-suicide perpetrated by her younger sister. Dani's boyfriend, Christian, was planning on breaking up with her before the tragedy, but is unable to now that Dani has lost her entire family. 6 months later, Dani tags along with her boyfriend and his anthropologist friends to Sweden, where they are studying an isolated village populated by a tight-knit community called the Horga during their Midsummer festival. Things start to become weird. When the group learns of the Horga's bizarre traditions, such as consuming mass amounts of hallucinogenics, practicing incest, and, most horrific of all, killing themselves when they turn 72, so that they will not be a burden in their old age. While Dani is first terrified of the Horga, she becomes attracted to their sense of togetherness. And in a way, she's able to find the emotional support in this village that her boyfriend and his unempathetic friends were never able to give her. In the end, the rest of the group are burned alive in a human sacrifice, while Dani is honored by the Horga and named their May Queen. In the final shot of the film, Dani looks at her friends being burned alive and smiles. She has finally found the family unit that she always wanted. So what's Ari Aster trying to say with the ending of this movie? It's horrific, yes, but it's framed as a triumph for Dani. While after spending the entire movie being miserable, with a boyfriend who doesn't love her, and friends who don't care about her, she's finally finding happiness. Well, Ari Aster has stated that Midsommar is first and foremost a breakup movie. So what is this movie trying to say about relationships and how, as people, we should be treating each other emotionally? What Christian seems most guilty of as a boyfriend is his inability to connect emotionally with Dani, specifically how he's unable to share in her grief after the death of her family. When Dani cries after finding out about this tragedy, Christian holds her, but doesn't cry with her, and doesn't even seem too sad. It's more he's comforting her out of a sense of obligation as a boyfriend. It's very much Dani being alone in her emotions, and when Christian holds her and tries to comfort her, he does not share those emotions with her. And when he invites her to go to Sweden with him, it's not because he wants her with him, but it's out of a sense of obligation to make Dani feel better. The idea of being alone in your emotions is not just present in Christian, but all the characters from the Western or secular world outside of the Horga village. During the first scene, we see that Dani lives alone, and all of her conversations during this scene are either done over the phone or through email. The camera never cuts to the person who's on the other line, instead staying on Dani, furthering the sense of her isolation. When characters are seen together, they're usually framed through mirrors, showing their emotional separation by physically separating them in the shot. In this world, you are supposed to be alone in your emotions. During the first scene, when Dani's sister tries to reach out to her, Christian claims that she's only looking for attention, and throughout the movie, Dani hides her panic attacks, fearing that no one else will understand. This is the exact opposite in the Horga village. Every moment, whether happy or sad, is done together as a community and as a family. When they are born, and even when they die, they are together. There are several scenes in the movie where the Horga people seem to react as a group rather than as individuals. When an older Horga man is in pain after a failed suicide attempt, the entire village screams with him, sharing their pain as a group. And in one of the most memorable scenes in the film, when Dani sees her boyfriend Christian cheating on her, and goes off to have a panic attack alone, a group of Harga women grab her. And instead of comforting her and trying to make her feel better, like Christian does earlier in the movie, they instead scream and cry with her, sharing her sadness and pain and panic together. So while yes, the Harga villagers definitely have a dark side to them, let's not forget they commit human sacrifice, but they're able to provide Dani with the emotional connection that the outside world was not. So what I think Ari Aster is trying to get at here is that the most important aspect of a relationship is to be together in your emotions. Be happy when your partner is happy, and sad when your partner is sad. One line that I think sums up the entire movie is when Dani and her anthropologist friends first arrive at the village, they decide to take psychedelic mushrooms together, saying, "We have to take them all at the same time, otherwise we'll have different trips." This line subtly implies that it's group togetherness that's important over everything else. So whether it's taking psychedelic mushrooms or committing human sacrifice, the important part is that we do it together. And if you would like to share some emotional connection, or just your thoughts on Midsommar, leave a comment below. And if you like this video, subscribe to our channel, check out our podcast, and follow us on social media at Movies by McManus. I'm your host, Greg. Have a good night.